Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to our YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. In this video, I would like to give you another example of how to stir fry an egg dish that will take you only about 5 minutes. This dish is very fast, and it is enough for 2 people to serve as a meal. This dish uses the basic scrambled template that allow you to make many modifications and changes to create different versions of this same dish. This dish is created based on my principle of the fast cooking system. The word fast is the acronym for flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. This dish truly is a representation of how fast that my fast cooking system will allow you to create a meal all from scratch using fresh ingredients. This is particularly true if you come home late at night and you are tired and you just want something to eat, but it is wholesome and good. This dish will fill the bill. If you have adopted my fast cooking system, either fully or partially, you will be able to put this dish as a meal on the table in about 10 minutes from the time you step into the kitchen to the time when the meal is served on the table. This dish offers almost infinite variations, so let me spend a few minutes and talk you through why you can have so much possibilities with this dish. In many ways, this dish is a combination of the best of the both worlds, in this case, scrambled eggs and an egg omelet. Now, most of us do not eat scrambled egg that much because a lot of times scrambled egg seems to be rather monotonous. However, scrambled egg has one tremendous advantage is that it is very fast and easy to cook. Now, egg omelet is quite different because you can introduce a different type of ingredients into an egg omelet and create many different versions. The negative aspect of an egg omelet is how to fold the egg omelet. Unless you make egg omelets often, you might find it difficult to fold it properly. And the nice thing about the scrambled is that you can cook it almost like a scrambled egg, and then you can introduce the characteristics of an egg omelet to this particular dish. Basically, you can call a scrambled is a simplified egg omelet. The greatest advantage to a scrambled is that you can introduce many other ingredients into this dish. And consequently, this is the source of its variations. Over the years, many people have adopted this scrambled template, and here's one example my friend Mary had created. She made this scrambled for her and her husband for brunch. It is a scrambled with mushroom, scallions, and feta cheese. Okay, if you have never made a scrambled before, I'm going to show you the different steps and what are the essential steps to make sure that the dish will turn out. I'm going to make this scrambled in my Cucina 14-inch stainless steel wok. Because this wok does not have a non-stick coating, so it is essential that you must season the wok before you start to cook to create a non-stick cook surface. If you're new to cook in a wok without non-stick coating with a natural surface such as stainless steel wok, you should pay close attention to how I season my wok. I season the wok using my spot seasoning method each time before I start a new cooking session. I first keep the stove at the highest setting to heat up the wok for about 30 seconds. I then add 2 tablespoons of canola oil. I will heat up the oil until I notice that the oil starts to smoke gently. I then turn down the heat, or I turn the stove off completely and I let the oil to smoke gently for about 15 seconds. And this is time when the wok is being seasoned. And then I turn the heat setting back to high, and this is time when I'm ready to cook. So let me tell you a little bit about how I prepare the egg for cooking. I use 6 eggs to cook this dish, which will be enough for 2 people. After I beat up the egg, I season the eggs with my basic seasoning mix. You can take a look at this video if you'd like to know more about what is in this seasoning mix, or you can season it with whatever you would like, such as just salt and pepper. It is important for the oil as hot as possible because this will prevent the egg from sticking and burn to the surface of the wok. If you notice that the egg do not bubble on the outside surface, then you know that the oil is probably not hot enough. The outside of the egg will cook first. And by using the wok spatula to put it into the inside, you will facilitate the cooking. As you can see, the uncooked egg will fill the empty space. And by now, the egg is about 50% cooked. I'm going to add about 2 cups of chopped mushroom to the egg. I have prepped this mushroom in advance by cutting them into thin slices. You notice that after I cut them, I store them in their original shape. And there's a reason for that, because if I want to cut them into small chunks, I just grab the whole mushroom. And this is one of those prepping tips that I think you will find it quite useful. By cutting the mushroom into small pieces, that will make them cook much faster. You will notice that the eggs cook very fast, so I want to add the mushroom early enough that will give them time to be cooked properly. For this dish, I decided I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of bacon bits. Since these bacon bits are already cooked, all I need to do is to warm them up to the serving temperature of the egg. Next, I'm going to use the wok spatula to fold the egg over just like you would do with an omelet. However, what's different here when comparing to preparing an omelet is that I will fold it over and over again without scrambling it. I found some scallion in the refrigerator. The next step is to add the scallion and then fold the egg over the scallions as well. At this point, you can make a decision how much you want to fold the egg. The more times you're going to fold the egg, the more the dish will be like a scrambled egg. So here is a place where you can decide what is your personal preference, because this will affect the final texture of the dish. The final step in cooking this egg dish is to add about 2 tablespoons of feta cheese. And by this point, I have turned off the heat of the stove, because I only want to lightly melt the feta cheese. I use the wok spatula to gently fold the egg over the cheese. I try not to have the cheese to touch the surface of the wok because the cheese will melt and stuck to the surface of the wok, which will make cleaning more difficult later on. And the dish is now ready to serve, and the total cook time is a little bit over 4 minutes. So by now you probably can see the reason why this dish is called a scramlet. Because this dish contains the characteristics of a scrambled egg as well as an omelet. And by controlling how much you want to fold the egg during the final stage, you can determine the final texture of this dish. As you can see here, it's easy for you to substitute the food ingredients to create a different version of this dish. After I transfer the contents to the serving plate, I garnish the dish with additional feta cheese. Mary told me that this is their favorite scramlet variations, but she said she also create probably 10 other different versions. And I'm sure you probably create many versions of your own to use whatever ingredients that is your personal choice. The most important tip that I want to give you in creating a scrambled dish is to make sure that your wok is well seasoned. If the egg stick to the wok, it will not work out. If you notice that the egg stick and burn to the bottom surface of the wok, it means that your smart seasoning method is not working out. And by increasing the amount of time that the oil smoke, you will season the wok better. As shown here, the egg should be able to flow freely over the surface of the wok. The second important tips that I would like to give you is that make sure whatever the food ingredients that you're going to add to the scramlet, that they are either cooked already or they could be cooked rapidly. Because the egg cooks very quickly using this method. During the final stage of cooking, you might want to turn off the heat of the stove. This will give you better control of how you want the texture of the scrambled like. So I would strongly recommend you to give this template a try and see what kind of variations and modifications you can create from this basic template. And this will be a great practice of template-based cooking. I post a video each day to help people to adopt my fast cooking system. For you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine. If you'd like to learn more about this cooking system, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Keep on cooking. I'll see you tomorrow.